Where is that container? This is for font color. This is for background. This is background image. So same kind of on click I will provide to the second button also. And here I will send bg2.jpg like that. But if I click on the second also, it will set the first image only because you are hard coding the value there. Every time your JavaScript will set the URL to bg-1 only. But it should set the URL to the link that user is giving. So this is a string now written in double quotes. How can we add variables inside a string? By using backticks and template literals. So what we will do at first, we will write our string using backtick. Now backtick URL. URL is a common word. Every time it will be there. Dollar and curly brackets link. Now whatever link user is giving, it will change to that particular background image. Right? Write the text here now. Red. And if we change to color, where is color now? Gone. Why? Because background image is working. Color is not working. So you do two things now in the color one. Because if image is working, so color will not work. So at first you remove the background image. When you are calling the color function. At that time, at first you remove the background image and then add the background color. Now the background color function, what it is doing, at first it is removing the background image, means no URL, none. None you can give or null you can give. Null is also there, means no value. Now, like this you can provide. Background image, background image, background color, font color, background image, this. And whatever change you are doing, every time it is creating a new DOM. But for us, it is visible in such a way that, okay, this is a
Hello.
kind of a dynamic website. Got it or not?
Hello.
So like this, we will have these things. And this is your color crafter project. Okay? Got it or not? What I will do now, in the case of font color and in the case of background color, I will do a little change. What little change? In case of font color, this last orange color I will remove. This one, right? This color I will remove. Instead of this color, I will provide input type as color. Input type as color. So we will get something like this. Means if you don't like these colors that I have given you, you can choose color from here also. That is the best facility to user. Now we are not giving only 10 choice to the user. We are giving 1 crore choice to the user. You can choose any font color that you need. You can choose any other color that you need. Good morning, sir. Wake up, wake up. It's already 1:37 now. 38. Wake up. Same thing we will do in the background color section. Same input type as color. like this. So here also we have provided input type as color like this. How will they work? How will they work? That is a case now. Can I call the functions like the same? Yes, you can call the function. So on click equals to change font color. But what is the color name that you will send from here? Because we don't know what color user will choose in this input box. Got my point or not? Because we don't know what color user will choose in this particular box. So obviously we can't give this thing, right? Then what we can give? So for that, I will take you to a new file. In that we will understand this. So here only I will create a file test.html. Later I will delete this. So that is a topic today that is called event binding. Generally, this topic is not in JavaScript, it is a React topic, by the way. But I feel you should know this from now only. That is called event binding. Event binding. What exactly is the event binding? I will tell you. Let's say this is a input box that you have given to the user, right? This is a input box that you have given to the, your browser works in a different way. If you are searching something on your browser, let's say I'm writing VIRA. If I'm writing like this, VIR, it is giving me suggestion on the basis of first three letters as VIR. Virat Kohli News, Virat Kohli VirtualBox, Virtusa. Means first three are VIR only. If I type one more A, now only Virat Kohli, Virat Kohli, Virat Kohli, and all those we are having VIRA in the starting. How this is done? This is called event binding. Event binding means whenever user is typing something, let's say user is typing S, you should record it quickly. That okay, user has typed S. If you're typing H, you should record it quickly. That okay, user is typing S now. I, yes, user is typing I. So you should record it quickly whenever user is typing. Generally, if I'm searching VIRAT here, it will just know that I am typing Virat, but it will not search it until and unless I am pressing enter button. But it is recording that. It is recording that. So let's understand what is this event binding. You can call it as event binding or data binding. Event binding is a concept which is related to the input boxes. Now, if your browser is giving you a facility to type, this is the input box only of Google. When they have, the developer of Google Chrome has built this browser, they have built it as a input box only. So event binding is a concept which is related to the input boxes. In short, it is a medium to record the input of user every time. Input of user every time whenever user is making any change in the input box. So it is a medium to record everything, right? So I will just give a simple example here. Let's say this is your input box here. And this is the memory of browser or JavaScript or anything. So consider this as a memory. Okay. Now, whenever user is typing S in the input box, memory will also type S there. Means you don't have to click. It works automatically. It works automatically. You know what I'm trying to say? In this color crafter code, let's say here I'm writing a text India. If I click on this, font color changed. But in this input box, whenever I'm trying to change the color, will I click somewhere? No. I will just drag this pointer and my color will change. So event binding is generally done whenever we want to call the functions whenever we don't want the user to click. Now in this input box, where user will click? Nowhere. User will just drag this dot icon here, there, like this, right? So that is only called the event binding. So here, if user has typed the S in the input box, it came in the memory. Now, whenever user is typing the next thing, like this S H, this particular text is also going to the memory S, like this SH. This is the event binding. This is the event binding, and event binding is done like this. But how we are going to create this? Understand here, HTML head, body. Inside body, I will write the input type as text. And here only I will write the JavaScript also by using script tag. Okay. Got it or not? Now what I will do, in my body, I will create one h1 tag. What we will do? A h1 tag. Empty. It does not have anything. It has a ID as head. It has a ID as head. So let's start it. We will get like this. I will type here SHIVAM. But where should I click? For an example, let's say you have given a button also. You have given a button also. Button as set text. To this button, give a on click. On click equals to my fun or anything else you can give. In JavaScript, I will declare this function my fun. Now the work of this function is to take the text from input box and set it inside heading. Got my point or not? Here, let's say I'm writing India. I will click on set text. So this H1 text should be visible. Very easy to do. So this function will be called whenever you are clicking on my fun button. Whenever you are calling in this button, this my fun will be called. At first, this function will go to document, give them ID. This input box has ID as INP. At first, this my function will go to document dot get element by ID. ID is INP. Let value equals to, or let text equals to, let text equals to document dot get element by ID INP. What it will select? The complete input tag. It will select or not? But do you want complete input tag or the value inside the input box? Value dot value. Now it will give you the value inside the input box. And then what you will do? You will again go to document, get the element by ID. ID is head. And inside its inner HTML, you will set this text. Right? Inside H1, we got this text. This is called one-way data binding. What is this? One way. One way means at first you will type in input box, then you have to do something. Click on a button, then only this value will be going into the memory. But how will it look if I am just typing S here, inside heading it came, no button required, HIVAM,
Nice.
whatever I am typing, that is called two-way data binding. That is called two-way data binding. But for understanding that, let's do something now. So here, what we will do, there is no H1 as of now. There is only one button, and button is check. Button is check. Something like this, right? Now, inside this function, what I will do, we want to check all the properties of input tag. What we want? We want to check all the properties of input tag. For that, I will select let INP equals to, or let tag equals to document dot get elements by tag name, because in that it shows the properties, and tag name is input. And then I will print this tag array to console. Refresh, right click, go to inspect, go to console. Here in this input box, I will type, let's say, Hyderabad. And then I will print, click check. Here it has printed a array. Now this is your input box, and input box has these many properties: accept, access key, align, like this it will have. Means many properties it has. It has one attribute as value that I told you. Value, right? In input box, you are using dot value to check the, that is values equals to Hyderabad. Means if you want to take the value out of input box, you have to write dot value. That is fine. Now scroll up and you check here. These things. On change. The input box has one function that is called on change. Means when something is changing in the input box. When something is changing in the input box. And it has one more function that is called on input. So these are the two inbuilt function of JavaScript: on change and on input. But why we are discussing, I will tell. Because now what is actually happening, if I'm typing here Hyderabad, I have to click on a button, then only it is visible. But technically, what you can do, this input tag has a type as text, ID as input. I will give a function to it that is on change. On change means if something is changing in this input box, it will call a function as my fun. It will call a function as my fun. Whenever something is changing in this function, it will call my fun. And what my fun will do? My fun will only print something, that console.log input box has called me. Just a message. Now, I will remove this button. Here I will type SHIVAM. Are we getting any message here? No. Why? Why this is not working? It should work. On change equals to my fun. I am calling a function here. My fun. It should print something. Now to this input box, we will give on input. On input means whenever you are giving input inside this box, it will call the function as my fun. Input box has called me. Can you see 2 means 2 times? Can you see this 2 here? Means input box has called this 2 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Means whatever you are typing in input box, it is getting set. Now what we can do? We can do this. Now this my function is not doing anything. It is just going to document dot get element by ID. ID is text. And inside this inner HTML, what it will do, at first it will take the text from input box, document dot get element by ID dot value, and inside inner HTML it is setting the text. SHIVAM. Now this time JavaScript is throwing error. Cannot set properties of null. What it is doing? It cannot set the properties of null. So for a moment, again I will go back to the previous code. Again we will go back to the previous code that input box has called me. SHIVAM. Every time it is calling it? Yes. Now if I am changing the type of input box to color, I will change the color now. Called. So whenever you are changing the color, it is calling the function. Right? Means on input. In React, you work with on change, but here on input is correct. It means that if we are writing on input instead of on click, it will automatically call the function whenever we are changing the value. That is the two-way data binding. So here go back to input type as text. Now you know what I want, that if I am typing something here like S, this S should be visible below. If I'm typing H, it should be visible below. Now for that, I will tell you one more thing, that here you are printing input box na. Stop it. Let tag equals to document dot get elements by tag name dot input tag, and again we will print this tag to console. Go there. I will type here Q and here it printed something. Now check the on input. On input. This one. Here I have given something on input event. And event will have length as 1. Right? It is showing here event length as 1. Here if I type one more and again it printed something. So this is the first time, this is the second time. Check it again. On input. On input, where? This one. Length 1. Open this. Open this. Like lot of properties you will get. Same way your on change also works. Same way your on change also works. So whenever the value is changing, it will call a myfun, and myfun will print something to console called. Go there, type something here. We got something in console called. Change the value, again called. So whenever I am typing something here and then I have to click outside of the input box, and then automatically it will set the value. Now this is a very confusing topic, I know, but now let's make it super easy. What I will do here, I will give on input only, and on input, guys, don't talk. Here we are calling the myfun, right? I will call this myfun with the argument event dot target dot value. This function I will call with these three things. And here this function is accepting one value and it is just printing this value to console. Simple thing. I will type here S H I V A M. What you are seeing? That whatever I am typing in input box is going into the memory. That is the logic actually here. So now let's try to understand it. So let us suppose here if we have a input box, okay. Forget what we discussed in the previous time. It has a type as text. And it has a ID. If you want to give, you can give ID as INP. And then to this input box, I am giving one function that on input equals to my function. Generally, till now we were giving on click, that if someone is clicking on this button, you should call this myfun. This is what we were doing. But this time I am changing that on click to on input. It means that, or here we have written on input function inside the input box. Inside the input box. It means that whenever some value is changing inside the input box, it will call the function that is myfun. Understood this much part? Only this much that I am writing here. That here we have written our input box in this way, that on input equals to myfun. It means that whenever you are typing something or whenever you are giving some input in this, it will call this function myfun. So only this much you need to understand. So here I am writing, guys, don't talk. On input equals to myfun, and JavaScript has a myfun in such a way that it is printing a message. Function is called. Function is called. So to the input box, we are writing on input, means it will automatically call the function whenever you are typing something inside the input box. No need to click somewhere to call a function. Understood this much part? Any doubt in this function calling by in giving input? Sunny, did you understood this part? That what on input is doing here? Yes, those who are joining online understood the on input?
No.
Means you don't have to click on any button to call a function. That is the simple meaning of this. Okay.
ଏବେ ଯୋଉ
So
ଭିଡିଓ
here we don't have to call the function. This function will be called automatically.
କରିଦେଇଛି ଏଇ ମାନେ
So now we are able to call the function without clicking on anything. Without clicking on anything. This is the logic of this on input function. Now, if we want to send the value of an input box to the function, if we want to send the value to the function as an argument. So again, if I want that whenever user is clicking on this input box, it will call this function myfun. But how we can send the value also? How can we send the value also? So we will write here, whenever we are writing the on input function, always remember that whenever we are writing the on input function or on change function, there are two functions, on input and on change. On change in React and on input in JavaScript, normal. So whenever we are writing the on input or on change function, they have an event. What they have? They have an event, and the value of the input box is stored inside event dot target dot value. So this is the array name where the value of input box is stored. So we can provide the same argument to the function because we know that value of input box is stored inside event.target.value. So here what we can do is in on input we are calling a function. In on input we are calling a function. On input equals to my fun. Function name can be anything. And here we pass the value. If I'm passing 12, it will send 12. But instead of this, I will write event dot target dot value. Now, what does this line means?
ମୁଁ ଯିବି କାହିଁକି ମୁଁ କୋଉଠି କହିଲୁ ବା ଯୋଉ ଅଭିଙ୍କର ମୁଁ କୋଉଠି ସେ ଯୋଉ ଆମର ଫଳ ଦୋକାନ ସେ ଉପରେ ଯୋଉଠି ଦେଖିବା କଣ ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଫୋନ କରିବି ଆଉ ସଇଲେ
Now we are giving the you want to go outside, yellow t-shirt? You want to go outside for some work? Now we are giving the argument of event dot target dot value to the function. It means that whatever value we are changing in the input box, the function will have the information about that value without clicking on any button. Now try to understand it in a different way. So I will tell you a short story. There was a function at my house and generally all the relatives came. So there was a cousin, like younger cousin of mine. So we both were in a room and I was doing some work and he was just using his mobile. I was coming out of the room and I said to him that whenever you are coming out of room, just switch off the AC. So he came and after some time I went again. Television was on, all the lights were on. He just switched off the AC. That was one way data binding. Means whatever you are saying is to be done. In one way data binding, you have to click everything, then only it will work. You have to say switch off AC, TV, fan, light, everything. But in two-way data binding, understanding is there. No need to click anything. That is the actual reason of two-way data binding, right? So like this. So here in on input, I am passing the value of event dot target dot value. It means that now whatever value you will type, now what will actually happen if I'm typing S here, I gave an input, or not? So when I gave the input, my fun is called and what value it sent? Event dot target dot value. Technically the value of input box it sent. SHIVAM. Like this. Right? So now instead of printing this value to console, I can set to a heading also. So document dot get element by ID. ID is head Inside its inner HTML, I will set this value. Now, what is the case? S, and here we got the error that cannot set the values of, cannot set properties of null. We are getting the values properly, by the way. So here, H1, whose ID is head. Refresh, type shivam@gmail.com. Means this is two-way data binding now. Whatever thing you are writing. Now let's say this is the search box of Amazon, and Amazon is giving you hint that you are searching for laptop. It should show a message that you are searching for laptop. So can we do this? Yes. So here we are setting the inner HTML. At first, I will set a string message that you are searching for colon space plus value. Means two string I am giving. So by default, you will not get anything. But when you type L, you are searching for LAPTOP. You are searching for laptop. You are searching for mobile. Two-way data binding. You are typing in input box, value is getting added inside a H1. That is the two-way data binding. That is the two-way data binding. Event.target.value. These are the three magical words for developers. Okay. This is about input type as text. If I am changing the input type as color, everything will be same. Now I am not sending value, I am sending a color. So here I will write your color is color. So here I will choose a color something like this. Your color is has 816EE. Means quickly it is updating the color. Can you see in the background? Quickly the color is getting updated. That's it. That was the actual logic. Now go back to the same project. Color and font picker. Now here we have provided a font option as input type as color. Input type as color. It does not have any name, no ID, nothing. I will give that if you are having any input, you will call the function change font color, but you have to send one color value. Now we know where is the color value inside event target value. Let's test it. So at first start it now. So here I will type a text first. Red, green, yellow, black, this. All these are working. Now choose this. Working? Working? Now you have given lakhs of choice to the color. Now same thing in the background color also. This is two-way data binding. User is choosing color in the input box, and quickly you are setting it as a text color or the background color, but not using on click. In on click, user have to click, but in on input, directly it will work. Change BG color. And in BG color, what color you are sending? Event dot target dot value. Done. Background color red, green, yellow, black. At first, all these options user can choose from here also. Changing or not? Now, how many options you are giving to user? Lakhs of option you are giving to user. This is called two-way data binding. Now understood how it is working. So that is your color and font picker project. Because of festival, strength is so down. But otherwise, I will teach Canvas to you. Means how you can download this as a image. That is called Canvas. We left a topic SVG and Canvas. So that Canvas I will teach, but not today because important topic. So in the same project, we will also add a download button where you can download the image. Let's check the responsiveness of this now. Not at all, right? This is what we are getting. So what we will do to the main parent flex wrap, because parent is trying to adjust everyone in the same way. Flex wrap, fresh. So or try to give grid only to parent. No, this one should be flex only. Why it's not wrapping? Okay, because these four are in a different container. There is one main, then this is a container. Right, got it. All those four diffs inside this container. Display flex wrap. So fourth one is coming here. Okay. To this you can give grid now with two columns. So grid templates column 1FR like this. In website we will get them like this. Align the items in center and justify the content in center. Okay, so give their size instead of writing the flex only. Wait. Space around. In laptop like this it will be visible. In mobile like this. So give flex wrap to it. Wrap and attach the column gap of 20 pixel and row gap of 20 pixel. Sorted. Now it will look like this in mobile and like this inside laptop. Simple. If we are using flex and all properties, it will take very less time to adjust the things, right? So this project will look like this. Now at last you can give a download button also. And inside this H1, I can type a default text. Type your text here. So default text will be visible. Type your text here. You can remove that and you can type in yes. So whatever text you want to write inside this. Okay. So this is font color. This is background color. This is background image changing. Font is also changing. Now red color font. How beautifully curated. Okay. And inside this, now we just have to add a download button, which should download this particular part as a image. But that is of canvas. So we'll teach the canvas. What happened? Huh? Right? So like this, we can create the projects. This is a dynamic project now. Just add a download button at last. So a div at first. Inside this, I will create a button. But by default, all the buttons will have the same size, this one. So this button will have download. And to this, you can give styles actually. The height of this button is 45 pixel. Width of this button is fit content. This button will have a padding of 10 pixel, a background color of red, a color of white, a border none, and a border radius of 10 pixel. That is your download button now. What happened to its width? Fit content. Okay, that is your download button now. Let's test all the functionalities one last time. So India, red font, green, yellow, black, okay, all are working. Check this. Working? Yes. Background color red. That is how your paint software is created, by the way. Background image is working. After background image, background color working again, right? So like this, and all the fonts are working. For sure, download button is not working. So as of now, I will give a on click to this download button. On click, in on click, I will show alert. In alert, I will show a message. What message? We are working on this. We are working on this feature. Okay, so it's not completed yet, but we are working. That is your color and font picker project. This is not looking good actually. So do one thing, check the size of these containers. So this div is having a size of 200 by 200. Okay. So where we are giving the headings, that div will have a size as 200, 200. Means font family 1. Height width 200 pixel, 200 pixel. All of the container will look same size. Width has 200 pixel, height has 200 pixel. Its height width, what happened to it? Something wrong, we checked. Container and font color. Okay, 332149. Okay, got it. 332 pixel and this is 149 pixel. So like this we will get. By default, this container has row gap and column gap. Column gap I will decrease by 10 pixel. So now we are getting them on the same size. In mobile, like this we will get them. Everything is perfectly fine. Okay. Sorted. That is your color and font picker project. You know, JavaScript provides you one more function that is called eval function of JavaScript. Eval function of JavaScript. So this project we will start one more time whenever we are giving the download facility. Till then, see off to this project. Eval function of JavaScript. So I will tell you what is the eval function. Okay. Working with JavaScript is fun. Here I will write let str equals to India. And if I'm writing console.log str, what is the output? str or India? str, because we are printing as a string. What is the output this time? India. Very good. If I'm providing let str equals to 2 plus 2 minus 4, what is the output this time? Let's say 2 plus 12 minus 4. And here if I'm typing 2 plus 12 minus 4, what is the output this time? 10. But if I'm writing str here, what is the output? 2 plus 12 minus 4. That is the output. There is a eval function in JavaScript. What is that? Eval function. So what is that eval function? Eval function is provided by JS math, the math part of JavaScript. This function takes one string. This function takes one string and add and evaluate the mathematical result of that string. Means if you provide a string to it, it will calculate the mathematical result. But how? Let's say you have declared one string as 2 plus 3 minus 4 multiply by 1 plus 10. What will be the answer of this question? Or let's make it very simple. 2 plus 12 minus 4. 10 is the answer of this question. If we provide this string to eval function, it will calculate its answer. What it will do? It will calculate the answer of this string. So how it will calculate? Let answer. Who will give answer? Eval function. And what eval will take? str. Console.log answer. Same code. Means eval is a function which will take string input of numbers and operators, and it will calculate the mathematical result. So it will take the string input, which should include numbers and operators, and it will give the result. So there is a very important function. So here if I'm writing 4 on string only, if I'm writing 4 asterisk asterisk 2, means what I'm doing, square of 4, it should tell me 16, right? All the operators are supported by this, all. So in this particular section, what will be the output in this code? 10. This is the evil function of JavaScript. But why I am discussing this, right? Because now we are going to build the calculator. A working and full calculator using JavaScript. And for building the calculator using JavaScript, we are going to write less than 20 line of JavaScript, less than 20. So open the folder, create all the 3 necessary files, index.html, style.css, script.js. Prepare whatever basic code is required. Link the files, link colon CSS. Okay. Now have a layout of this. If this is my computer screen, in the center, I will show a input box where user will be checking the output and giving the input. And we will give some of the buttons like open the calculator, how they looks. I will just try to create the same way. So generally you will have a AC all clear button, a C button to delete only one line, then a button for divide, then a button for multiply, 7, 8, 9, and then minus icon, 4, 5, 6, plus icon, 1, 2, 3, equals to icon, double asterisk, 0, double 0, and dot. Something like that we have, means you can choose any other style also. So at first we have to create this structure. So inside body there is going to be a div with the ID as main. And go to style.css has to the body at first, give a background color. Try to give it this antique white. So something like this color means not exactly white. And inside that we have this div as main. Hello? Hello? Where are you? Huh? Where? हेलो इधर हो भैया अच्छा एक काम करो इधर ही कानो ड्राइविंग स्कूल है आप इधर आओ एक कानो ड्राइविंग स्कूल है इधर आओ कानो ड्राइविंग स्कूल अच्छा एक मिनट रुकिए होल्ड ऑन अ मिनट गाइस okay so here we have a div id as main inside this I will create one heading first as calculator so we are getting this heading here just the basic things that required every time display flex align item center justify content center so we got this heading here okay now we will prepare the calculator so for that calculator one more div I will create this to be very short like this. Now inside this calculator CALC, at first this is an input box, right? Give a input box INP input. Type as anything you can give, doesn't matter. So here it is coming to the main parent flex direction as column and row gap of 20 pixel. But you know, user will type in this input box. Don't give a facility to the user to type in input box. User should click on these buttons. So can we stop the user from typing in input box? Yes? Yes or no? How? Array, I taught this. Forgot? Disabled or read only? Remember or not? Disabled or read only? Input first design this. It will have a height of 45 pixel, a width of kind of 220 pixel, border of 1 pixel, solid and black, outline, no outline, and it will have a border radius of 20 pixel. Like this, increase the width 320 pixel. Okay. Where text is coming in which direction? Left side. But in calculator, text starts from here, right? Text align right. Sorted. Increase the font size 20 pixel. Content is just shutting with the corners, padding from right side 5 pixel will be enough only. 10 you can give. Okay. So now whatever you will type in this input box will be getting typed, but don't give a facility to the user to type. So this input box is going to be disabled, means you can't type in this. Then how we will get? We'll discuss this. User can't type in this, or you can write it as read only. Now also you can't type anything in this input box. Okay. So create your buttons now. So how the buttons are created? In a group of 4 like this. So again follow the same thing. Inside this calculator, at first I have created a input box. Now I will create one more div, means to create 4 buttons. So here we will create 4 button at first. Okay. So AC button means all clear. Then C button, which will be deleting only one thing. Then here you will have a divide icon. If I want to add a multiply icon, then how can I add? Ampersand. Do you remember some HTML character entities? So here we got 4 buttons. No problem. However, they are coming. We will adjust them. So their parent is CALC. Call this CALC inside CSS. Display flex, align item center, justify content center, flex direction column. Right? So here they are coming like this. Give the row gap of 20 pixel. Now create the, like, adjust the buttons properly. So give some style to buttons also. Button will have a height of 35 pixel, a width of 35 pixel, a border radius of 50%, a background color of red. You can choose any color, by the way. Text color I will choose as white. Font size as 20 pixel, font weight as 700. Now these are increase the size 55, 55. Buttons are having border, none. So these are your buttons now. AC, C, divide and multiply button. Now just create all the things in the same way. So copy paste this div one more time. This div will have buttons as 7, 8, 9 plus. Okay. Then copy paste the div one more time. 4, 5, 6, minus. Got it? One more time. 1, 2, 3 equals to, like this. So all the basic we have provided, but provide one more row for 0, 00, dot and double asterisk. Means power also you provide. Or else change them. This double asterisk I will provide at the top with, you can say, divide, but everything we have to change then. No problem. Here instead of plus, multiply button times. Here instead of minus, plus, and instead of equals to minus, and here. So that is the thing that we have created. AC/double asterisk 789. This is like that we have created. Okay, so all these div are created in the same way. So I will give them a class as buttons. Class as
ଯୁବରାଜ
buttons. To all of these divs,
ହଁ ମୁଁ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ସରିଲେ ଯାଉଛି
I will give class as buttons.
ହଉ
So here I will write dot buttons display flex column gap of 10 pixel. They will spread a little bit, increase to 20 pixel, 24 pixel. Okay, like this. Now to this main one, give a border. Who is the main of all of them? Main. To this main, you can give a border of 1 pixel solid white. Array main is not there. CALC is the main of them. So we are getting the border, but white color not visible. Give red. Okay. So that is what we have created. Now next target is, first is the all clear button. Button should have cursor pointer. So all the buttons will have cursor as pointer. All of them are having. What you need, we more property also. Hover property to button. Whenever you are hovering over the button, their background color will change to green. Like this. Sir, which process would be better for make this structure as responsible? Both. It depends on you. So this is how it will look in mobile. Right? And just use them properly. My preference is always to flex. Right? You can use grid, template column, 1FR, 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 and you can adjust them in a same container then. But my preference is always to the flex. By the way, this is not our case. This is only the design. I want that if I'm clicking on AC button, whatever is written inside input box, it should clear that. If we are reloading the website again, everything will clear. Everything will clear or not? So give a on click to the AC button. First of all, I will give a on click to the AC button. On click equals to restart function. So whenever AC button is clicked, it will call a restart function. In script, I will write function restart window dot location equals to index.html. So whatever our index.html file is, it will reload that. So I will press AC, load it again. It is getting refreshed or not? Means it will clear everything. Okay. Now we want that if I'm clicking on 7, it should add 7 in the input box. If I'm pressing plus, it should add the plus. You want to do today or tomorrow now? Okay, no problem. So we'll do it in the next class. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Just enjoy yourself. Bye-bye. Take care. You can leave now.